You will never out-earn your mindset. You will never outgrow the limitations you secretly believe about yourself. You want the life of the few, then you must think like the few. Most people wake up and surrender before the day even begins. They open their eyes and they're already defeated, not by failure, not by the world, but by the invisible chains of an undisciplined mind. They scroll, they react, they obey their impulses. They chase dopamine instead of discipline, comfort instead of conquest, excuses instead of excellence. But the mind is a battlefield, and if you don't train it, it will train you to lose. The billionaires, the visionaries, the titans of every generation, they didn't just build wealth, they built mental empires. Before the mansions, before the millions, before the movements, they built themselves. Because success isn't something you stumble into, it's something you become. It's forged in silence, in struggle, in solitude, by those who have declared war on mediocrity. So the question is not, how do I make more money? The real question is, can I master the one thing every billionaire has trained beyond belief, their mind? Look at the lives of the greats: Carnegie, Ford, Rockefeller, Oprah, Jobs, Musk. Each came from different times, different tools, different talents, but they all had one common denominator: a mind that refused to stay small. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That wasn't poetry, that was prophecy. If you think small, you will live small. If you fear loss more than you desire greatness, you will stay trapped in survival. Your mind is not just a passenger in life, it's the driver. Your beliefs are not opinions, they're commands to your nervous system, to your habits, to your results. What you tolerate internally is what you will experience externally. That's the unspoken truth they never taught you in school. You weren't born to be average. You were trained into mediocrity, conditioned by comfort, numbed by noise, sold the lie that ambition is arrogance and that wealth is greed. But listen, the real greed is in wasting your potential. The real sin is in staying silent when you were born to speak, born to lead, born to conquer. If you want to train your mind like a billionaire, you must kill the victim inside of you. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more wishing. You must become ruthless with your thoughts, because your life is nothing but a reflection of them. Belief is not a luxury, it's the foundation. Andrew Carnegie once said, any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, that is either feared or revered, will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate physical forms available. Understand what that means. Your thoughts are alive. Your beliefs are architects. They shape your world, brick by invisible brick. Every self-made billionaire had to believe when no one else did. They believed when the bank said no, when the critics laughed, when the results didn't show up. You don't need proof to believe. Belief creates the proof. Edison believed in the light bulb before it ever lit. Walt Disney believed in an empire before the first sketch. Oprah believed in her voice long before a single network took a chance. If you wait to believe until you see it, you'll die waiting. Belief is not reactive, it's proactive. It is the decision to trust a vision that only you can see. And here's the secret. Billionaires don't just believe in wealth, they believe in their ability to create it again and again and again. They don't fear losing money because their wealth wasn't the money, it was always the mind. So I'll ask you, what belief system is running your life right now? Are you running an operating system of fear? Of I'm not enough? Of it's too late? Of maybe one day? Or will you upgrade to the billionaire belief code, where faith is greater than fear and vision is greater than circumstance? Because until you do, nothing changes. Belief is the blueprint, but execution, that's the hammer that builds empires. Here's what the average person doesn't understand. The elite don't feel their way into action. They act their way into new feelings. They move, especially when they don't feel ready. While the masses wait for motivation, the billionaires show up with discipline. They execute without emotion because they understand. Success is not about how you feel. It's about what you do, regardless of how you feel. They don't negotiate with weakness. They don't ask their emotions for permission. They build routines that don't care if they're tired. They honor the commitment, not the comfort. It's not magic, it's mindset, and mindset is a muscle. You don't wake up one day with the habits of the 1%. You train them day by day, rep by rep. You stack small wins until your life starts to look unrecognizable. You don't need more time. You need more intensity, more clarity, more follow-through, more I said I would, so I did. The billionaires, they don't dabble, they decide. They don't try, they train. Napoleon Hill taught this before neuroscience ever caught up. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. The mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. That's your greatest power or your greatest prison. When you visualize powerfully, vividly, emotionally, you condition your nervous system for victory. The billionaires live in two worlds, the visible world of action and the invisible world of vision. They see the boardroom before it's built. They feel the deal before it's signed. They rehearse success in the mind so many times that reality has no choice but to submit. Visualization is not daydreaming, it's mental programming, it's neurosculpting. It's the difference between showing up confident or showing up lost. See it daily, speak it boldly, feel it fully, and you will create it inevitably. This is where most people people lose the game, not in strategy, not in talent, but in identity. If deep down you still see yourself as broke, you will sabotage every breakthrough. If you still identify as weak, unworthy, or unseen, you will repel success the moment it arrives. Billionaires build their internal identity long before the outer results show up. They don't just want success, they believe they are the kind of person who achieves it. That's the shift. You must become the person who creates the life you want in thought, word, and action. Speak like it, walk like it, think like it, live like it, because the world will never give you a life bigger than the one you believe you deserve. So here's the truth you've always known deep down. Your results are not random. Your life is not accidental. It is a mirror of your standards, your beliefs, your habits, your thoughts. If you don't train your mind, the world will do it for you, and the world will train you to be average. But you weren't born for average. You were born to rise, to lead, to dominate your lane, to walk into every room knowing who you are and where you're going. So train your mind like a billionaire, because once the mind expands, it never goes back. And once you master the inner world, the outer world bends to your will.